So I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on, yeah, there we are. We should be live on YouTube now. My apologies. I have no idea why I did that. StreamYard is awkward sometimes, but again, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. For those of you that are on my YouTube channel, I will repost today's live event on my YouTube channel so you can watch this very important message from the Divine Collective. It's a very, very important message. And again, I don't know why it indicated that I was live, but it didn't go live on YouTube. I had to click a different button. I've never had that happen before, but everything happens for a reason. I want to wish you all much love. What? Really? Okay. They're saying I can take a few questions, so I'm going to do that. Hi, Polly. Good to see you. Thank you for telling me, Polly. Appreciate that. You have a great day, too. Hi. Yeah, I don't know why the YouTube wasn't live. Thank you for telling me, everybody. Appreciate it. When I'm channeling, I'm not reading what's coming up on the screen. Understand, I'm not personally involved at that point. I'm just allowing the message that they're going to give us on any given day to flow through. So I'm not stopping and analyzing, but I can see all your message here. Thank you so much for doing that. Hi, Bridget. Good to see you. I will repost the transmission on my YouTube channel. It was unfortunate that YouTube did not take that on, but hi, welcome here anyway. We're into the Q&A side of things. Hi. Thank you for telling me that. Hi, is there any message for me, please? Hello, Serendipity. How are you? Well, this is not just for you, it's for everybody. Really, but because you brought up, it has to be said. Very important. Hydration today. Make certain you're properly hydrated today. Drink a good, healthy amount of water and go out and ground. Get your feet on the ground or your hands upon the bark of trees, on living trees. Very important. Hydration and grounding, very important today, right? There's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on this planet energetically. We're making a huge shift. The consciousness of humanity is going through a massive shift. It's going through a massive shift. And I know it's really hard for a lot of people to accept that that's happening right now. Just hang on for a few more weeks and you're going to see a bounce back that's going to be so wonderful. I know a lot of you think you made the wrong decision, but I promise you, you did not make the wrong decision. I promise you, you are going to watch literally the golden age of humanity return. You're going to watch that. You know, if you're ever in a room with somebody and they start to laugh out loud, then everybody notices, and then everybody else will start to laugh. When you're around people that are really upset and sad, then everybody tends to get upset and sad. So you have to understand that there's a movement of consciousness underway to ennoble, honor, and cherish the people of Earth. You think somebody like Donald Trump is working on his own? Do you think he's by himself? No, he's not. God is working with that man and many others. Understand, I know it sounds strange, but understand, how many leaders have you known? I'm 65, and in my 65 years, I've never seen one politician, not one, that has said and done what they said consistently and repeatedly. I'm not a trumpet, but I can see a man of truth, a man of integrity right in front of me, right? I'm Canadian, so I kind of admire what's going on. I hope it sets in motion. I hope he sets in motion a domino effect where people start to really live not from what they say, like most politicians have done for the last 100 years. They live from what they say, and people are so easily manipulated by the way they say, "Oh, we're going to give you this, we're going to do that for you," and they give you these nice, sweet words. But you name one politician in the last 100 years that has done everything they said they were going to do. even in this short time frame. I wish to see that in my country, Canada. I would love to see the right leader in our Canada emerge who says and does what he says. That is what the world needs. The world doesn't need sweet sounding words from politicians anymore. The world needs men that are in integrity. They don't just say something without doing it as well. And we need that. So hang on. There's a massive change happening on the planet. It's upsetting the world markets, but it's just an adjustment, right? It's just an adjustment. It's like trying on a new pair of shoes. You got to wear them in a little bit for them to be comfortable sometimes. Be patient. You made a choice. Those of you that were supposedly against Trump were for human happiness and well-being. And it is very different than what you think it is. Human happiness isn't about being medicated and drugged and poisoned. Human happiness is not about poverty and suffering. Human happiness is about creation, compassion, kindness, development, growth. I'm sorry, I'm going on my own little thing here, but it's really important you understand that. You know, it really is that you understand that there is a massive change towards the light happening on this planet. A lot of people know this. You hear a lot of people talking about it on the different social media platforms. There's a change and everybody knows it. And that change is the awakening of our divine nature. The embodiment of God into the human realm again. We begin to live with and through God instead of our own egos, which are very limited in their capacities. But hydration, grounding, very important. Very, very important the next little while. Hi. Good morning, glad you joined. Hi. Hey there. Hi, good to see you. I've got a very, hello, any message for me? Yeah, we got that one. I've got a very choking cough. Can the divine team help and advise, please? Okay, Polly, let me just tune into your energy here. Yeah. Well, it's obvious I'm getting that you have some form of an infection. You have some form of an infection that needs to be cleared out. Increase your water intake. Increase citrus fruits. Increase citrus fruits. Tangerines, oranges, lemons, grapefruits. Increase your citrus fruit intake. Citrus fruits are eliminators. They tend to remove things from the body that the body does not need. So go to citrus fruits. That's what they're telling me to tell you. Citrus fruits and increase your water. When you're breathing, because there's a lot of fear connected to your breathing, and a lot of that fear is connected to past events that have not been resolved in your consciousness. Bring your hands to your lungs, bring your hands to approximately where your lungs are, and hold your hands over your lungs. Allow the energy from your hands to go into your lungs. Close your eyes and feel the energy from your hands going into the lungs. You'll feel it. Your body will first perceive it as heat, but that heat is a transference of energy from your hands to the lungs. So let's let your lungs receive that energy and become aware of how the lungs feel receiving that energy. As you become aware of how the lungs are feeling that energy, communicate this thought to the lungs. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you do for me. Communicate that thought into your lungs. Let your lungs receive that thought from you. Thank you. Thank you for everything that you are doing for me. And stay in that energy for about 10 minutes. Like, do that frequently throughout the day. Hands over the lungs area. keep the lungs and communicate your gratitude to the lungs. Thank them for everything they're doing for you, because your lungs are under a lot of stress right now. They're trying to process these old emotions that are suppressed in your body. You know, disease is a product of energy, right? But those parts of your body need that energy from you right now, right? But increase your water intake and go through that practice throughout the day, like as often as you can. Even when you're coughing, think to the lungs. Thank you for everything you're doing for me, because your lungs are trying to remove from the system the chemistry that's been a byproduct of those old emotions you've been holding on to for many years. Our experiences generate sensations. Those sensations produce emotions. Those emotions produce chemistry. Those chemistry can accumulate and grow in your body over time. Your emotions can accumulate in your body and produce dysfunction and disease. So it's very important to learn how to get in touch with the body and give it the energy that it needs. But that will be very helpful for you, Polly. You go right into that, darling. Hi. Hi, Drusilla. Yeah. Understand it's going to be difficult, but you've been conditioned by a socialist government that's taught you that you don't matter, basically, that they know what's best for you, that government knows what's best for you. Government is only there to ensure there's no force or fraud perpetuated on you by others. That's it. Government is a system of order that's designed to uplift its people, not to suppress them. But yeah, I love it too. I love what's going on. Like I said, I'm quite envious of the American people right now. Are so blessed. If the whole world could model the constitutional republic of America, and if the whole world could model the embodiment of the Bill of Rights, this world would become heaven on earth. So I have to clear that out from Polly. There you go, kiddo. That should help. Yeah. Gotta let those old emotions go, Polly. I can't believe you were 65 years old. I thought you were maybe 60, maybe 55. Yeah, I know, it's kind of cute, eh? Life does that. Did I find a good lawyer, or did I find a lawyer someone else wanted me to find? That's a great question. You already know the answer to that. I'm getting yes to your consideration. You found a lawyer that somebody else wanted you to find. And you either you've got two choices. I'm being told you have two choices here. You can ask the higher self of that lawyer that no matter what he thinks or feels or believes, that he's going to work in your highest good. This is one choice. You can talk to the lawyer's higher self and say, I want you to work on behalf of the best possible outcome for me, no matter what you think or feel or believe. I know it sounds strange, but when you talk to somebody's higher self, it can have a way of changing things around any situation in very different ways. Yes, the higher self exists. It's a real thing. What happens to star seeds as time goes on? Again, everybody comes to this world in different ways, for different reasons, for different forms. Some beings come into this dimension to experience the physical world only. A lot of people wonder why sometimes a baby will come into the world and just leave suddenly, or why somebody dies all of a sudden. They've had their experience. If you think the body and the personality is the soul, you're mistaken. The body and the personality are constructs of this physical world. The soul, you, is the one that can operate the mind and operate the body. And you came here for experience, to experience a physical dimension. It's really easy. It's not complex. You came here to experience a physical dimension, to learn to grow and evolve through that experience, right? A lot of the ascended masters ascend. They leave this physical dimension and they work on a different plane of consciousness. But yes, star seeds, those of you that have come from like the Pleiades or Lyra or Proxima B or places like that have come here to experience this physical world, have come to choose, because this physical world is different than other physical worlds, different life forms, different constitutions, environmental constructs. There are creatures like the tardigrade who can live in space. There are environments that are inconceivable for the human body to live in. Like if an astronaut were to step outside of a capsule into the vacuum of space with no protective gear on, he would just die because the body is not structured for that type of environment. But look at the tardigrade. It can live in that environment. It can live in many different environments. So different star states will come to this world for this experience. And when you finish your experience, you'll go to another one, because the dance through life isn't about being the same. The dance through life is about experiencing transformation and change. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. There we go. Thank you. Am I in the right profession? Hi. You're not in the wrong profession. I'm being told to tell you there's more that you need to do. The profession that you're in is a foundation for other things that you will grow into. Do not say, should I do this or should I do that? Do not do that to yourself. So many of you do this. You say, do I do this or do I do this? Don't or yourself. If you or yourself, you're going to split yourself into parts. You want to do this and this. Don't do just one thing. Try multiple things. Do this and this and this and this and this. The people that understand the power of and live wonderful lives. They don't get stuck into a single way of living. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're wonderful people that will stay at a job for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And they love it. That's their thing. But for those of you that are restless, that are wanting to experience more, it's a little difficult to stay in one thing. But if you want to explore beyond what you know, you need to add on to your life, not subtract. I don't know how to go from this job to this job. Well, do this job and that job. Will it be more work, more hour, more effort? Yes. But you'll expand your capabilities without even knowing you're doing it sometimes. Question, why was I dizzy in bed this morning? Thank you, Diane, for that question. A lot of people have been experiencing symptoms. Understand that this massive movement of energy upon the planet, this movement that we call the ascension movement, where the functional energy of the sun is changing. The sun is a living entity. The sun is a living entity. The earth is a living entity. You are a living entity. And all of us interact with each other. We affect each other. You know this just from being in a room with other people, how you feel around them, how they feel around you. We affect each other. Planets are living beings. Stars are living beings. We affect each other. The sun is going through a transformation and change of its own. Just like you look at the sperm and the ovum when they come together, go through this massive transformation from one state into another state, into another state, into another state, till it becomes a human baby. What a wonderful thing, eh? Aren't babies wonderful? Beautiful beings watching new souls come in. But suns and planets also go through evolution, just like your body did from the time it was born to now. It went through various states of development and evolution. You think the sun isn't like that too, or the earth? So a lot of the energy that the sun is putting out now is affecting us. What we talk about this ascension movement in our master classes, where you can learn how to harness and utilize these energies. And I highly recommend in the morning when you get up, take a moment to connect to the energy of the sun. It's electromagnetically responsible for sustaining and maintaining life on this planet. And most people ignore it, or they're afraid of it, or they've been taught to be afraid of it. Oh, the sun is bad. It's terrible. Oh my God. No, it's not. It's the sustainer and the maintainer of life on this planet. And we need to be in honor and in respect for that. And we need to honor and respect this earth. But yeah, that dizziness you were experiencing this morning is this influx, because I've experienced that symptomology too. Again, this is just what's happening. You know, it's like if you take a drug or you drink alcohol, your state changes. So too, when the sun emanates different frequencies of energy, many frequencies that our sciences aren't even aware exist yet. Like science doesn't understand how the universe is connected, right? how they're now starting to discover these things called plasma filaments that are in these vague, faint network between all the planets and stars. Now seeing that everything is interconnected. So when you're lying in bed and you feel that, wake up in the morning, connect to the sun, connect yourself to its potential, and it'll connect you. It's already connected to you anyway. Just become conscious of it. You won't find that happening so much anymore. Heart palpitations is another thing I want to say. These energies, your body's electrical. When the electrical flow between the earth and the sun and the other planets is changing, your body electromagnetically is going to be affected. Your body's going to be electromagnetically affected when changes happen on the sun, and they affect the electromagnetic field of the earth. It will affect your electromagnetic field. Meditation, breathing, proper hydration, proper grounding. There are remedies that you can get into so that your body can handle the alterations and adjustments in the current exchange that happens between your body, your earth, and your sun, right? You want to understand that. Otherwise you think, oh, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me. You're just learning. Hey, Trish, good to see you. Hi, William. It feels like I've been connecting with a being that crossed over in 2018. Tim Burging, is there anything to be expressed? Thank you. If I tune into that energy, it's like it's not my place. He's saying it's not my place. But he's also, I get that he's kind of interfering with you, and I would just kindly ask him to move into a different realm. You don't want him interfering with you, right? I'll leave it at that. You just want to politely ask him to move on, right? Or ask Archangel Michael or Yeshua to help guide him through what he's going through. Again, that's not something I'm going to get into too much more detail about here. I'll leave it at that. I'm looking forward to starting Patreon with you. I'm looking forward to it too, Kathy. We had a wonderful Patreon event the other evening. It was just wonderful. We worked with Gaia, the sun, Pan, and a wonderful group. We had a good turnout at Patreon, and was really taking the lower vibrational energy of human collective unconsciousness, our lower vibrational fears, our anger, all the pain and stuff we carry collectively, and drawing it up and having it being transmuted by the energy of the sun. A lot of people don't understand this. If 7 years ago I would have thought this, if I heard somebody talking like I'm talking, I would think they were crazy. Now I'm going like, oh, this is real, right? I never used to believe in Jesus, and now it's like, darn right I believe in Jesus. Question: I started suffering from chronic skin itching. Any thoughts of cause? Again, I'm going to be very careful when I say this. Remember, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical intuitive. I only receive information. I transmit it. But there is there has been a massive effort to try and depopulate the planet, and there have been various methods employed to do so, including providing highly toxic foods, spraying the environment with toxic chemicals, under the guise that they're trying to prevent global warming. There's lots of different things like that happening right now. And one of the things you want to do is you want to find an anti-parasitic. Do a little research into parasites that influence and affect the human body. We had an event here about 3 weeks ago where we literally saw all these little things. It was like snow. I'm in a tropical part of the world right now, and we saw this stuff, this weird snowy like stuff everywhere around us. And then I started seeing stuff on TikTok of people examining that had the same thing going on. They examined it and found that these were bacteria and parasites floating around in the air. And these things get into your system. You need to learn how to clear the system out of those things. You might also want to do a heavy metal detox, which is there's a type of material you can get called zeolite, which is a substance that when you consume it, it pulls heavy metals out of the body. But if you do that, it's important you replenish the good minerals like iron and zinc and magnesium and the other metals that your body requires, copper, things like that your body needs. So if you're going to do a metal detox, replace the good metals too. Hi, how you? Question. I started. Oh yeah, we got that. Thank you. I thought that was called prana, and people were supposed to want that. I'm not. Dr. June Irwin was talking a lot about that. I'm not sure what that is that you're referring to. Question. Okay, but you want to do the mental detox and do a parasite cleanse. That's all I'll say about that right now. Remember, there's been a concerted effort to depopulate the planet under the illusion that there's too many people to take care of. But it's not too many people to take care of. There's just too much greed on the planet by a few. And fortunately, we got a few of those few have awoken. A few of the very elite, ultra rich people have awakened and realized, no, we're not going to do this. Elon Musk had mentioned population collapse is going to be the worst crisis in human history. And he's correct. But that crisis was brought about by other humans who control all the marbles. You know, there's enough land on this earth for everybody to have space to live. You could have your own land, you could build your own home. There's more than enough to do that on this planet right now. And why is that not happening? That's a good question to ask. All right. Is hydrogen water good for me? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Casey's asking, what emotions should I release next? I'm being told to tell you sadness. To release the sadness. But first, it's important you understand that the extension of your love towards it must come first. Your extension of your love towards your sadness must come first. Okay. What are my life lessons that I came here to learn? Everybody's come here to learn what they're here to learn, but for you specifically, awaken. Awakening is very important. Who are you? Learn to no longer be subjective to the compulsions of the body. Learn to no longer be subjective to the conditions of your mind that have been given to you by the world. Awaken yourself, O soul. Awaken yourself to the realization that you are not your mind, you are not your body. But these are instruments that you must learn to use correctly. You seek to know your purpose, you will find your purpose when you liberate yourself from your subjectivity to your mind and body and learn to utilize them as the divine instrument of grace and love that they intended to be. Wow, that's a good one. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. My son and his family want to move in with us while they look for a house to buy. Will they find one before their baby is born? The answer is yes. What's really important, though, is that they be clear of that outcome. That you be clear of that outcome, because you already have doubt about it, or you would not be asking us this question. You already have doubt. Remove your doubt. That you are literally letting them move in because they will find their house in the proper time. And they must be of the same mindset, so that effort will be determined by the mindset. And you will bring into your experience the existing circumstance that will support it. But you must be very clear that that is what you are doing, not something you're expecting that may or may not happen, but it is what you are doing. You're doing this because they will find their house in time, and they are doing this because they will find their house in time. You must be very clear about that. Very, very clear. Great question, Judy. Hi. Oh, you're very welcome, Coastal. I really appreciate that comment. Thank you for the stars and thank you for the support on the channels. Remember, if you've been enjoying this content today, to like, to subscribe, and share. I'm not bringing anybody on with me today. We're going to, there we go. And now, there we go. But I do want to start making time for that. We're just getting ready to migrate again. Hi. Well, there we are. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. Thank you for supporting this channel. I do need to go. I'm honored and privileged. I want to again thank the Divine Collective, and I want to thank all of you for your questions, your considerations. For those of you on my YouTube channel, I will repost the original message on my YouTube channel later today, so you'll be able to watch the message about the human spectrum of consciousness that we are all a part of. And I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a most wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see each and every one of you on the Friday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. If you want to know more about what I do, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. And I will see you on the next one. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.